And good afternoon. Welcome to 3 here bringing another product review. This time here we're doing the HyperTouch 4 amp grass trimmer. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
I'm gonna have to rain down a godly fucking firestorm on you.
Alright, you can actually see this in the background right here. You can see the box right here. It's a half height box. It's a 12-inch cutter. It's 4 amp and it does about 900 RPM, and this is actually an electric cutter. So as you can see in the box right here for that, from Walmart, it's 24. I think it was basically it's $25. Came in, really no instructions with it and everything else like that, so I just basically put it together halfway. Now I'm going to show you right here. It comes in basically two pieces. Well, it's one piece together, but it's like it's two pieces, so you have to separate it. I'm going to separate it back down to where it was coming out the box. You can see there's a cable that's running through it from one side to the other, so you basically have to hold on to it basically. You don't want to pinch that cable right there. It's easily pinched, so you have to make sure you put it in inside it steady and then slide it back on it, and then you slide it down. And of course there's the standard button clip that clips the two sides together. I had already assembled it before I did this video, because I needed to just take a look at it when we got it. The box was a little bit shaky, but I wanted to make sure about it. But I'm just going to show you how you put it together, and as you can see how you can take it apart if you need to store it someplace and put it up. Okay, as you can see here, the slide is adjustable. It basically has a turn knob on one side and with a nut that's attached to it permanently on the other. So you just have to tighten it down. If you wanted to take it off, you would just keep undoing it, and it will slide all the way off and on. But it's infinitely adjustable on the pole, so it can go up and down for that. So if you're short, like my wife is and everything else like that, it's be easier for you to use. If you're a little tall and stuff like I am, you can set it up specifically for your height. Like I said, you can tighten it down. Once you turn that screw all the way in, it's very tight. So I'm now going to show you the bottom section. Now, the bottom section came in two parts. You can see the guard that's right here on one side. Basically, it has slip rings on it that attach on both sides. It keeps it so that you won't cut flowers that you really want to keep. My son tends to do that. The last one didn't have this guard on this side, so my son was cutting down flowers that we actually wanted to keep, which was terrible. But as you can see, it has a guard on both sides. One to make sure it's secured so you don't cut yourself, or like again for the young people, so you don't cut your pants and everything else of that, or your leg, because again you're always using pants. Okay, as you can see right here, it attaches on with two tabs on each side, so it slides on and off. And in the middle right there, as you can see, there is, I'm trying to get a better angle on it, there is a one screw that sits inside it. Once you tighten that screw down, it'll attach it permanently and everything else like that. Now, as you can see, it has twin blades. A lot of trimmers only have one blade to it, and of course this is a touch type, so while it's going, if you're slamming on the ground, the extra string will basically go outside for that, and it'll get cut by this little fence there that would cut it to the right length. So that's what you really want to do. You're seeing with it goes along the fence and it spins around easily. Now, to replace the actual line that's inside of it, it's fairly easy. It has buttons on the side. It has buttons on the side that you can take care of and everything else. So that it's one piece construction. It's fairly light, but the construction of the plastic itself, because of course it's made out of plastic, it's very good. It's light duty, so don't think you're going to be doing a yard that's an acre to do. It would be not suitable for that and everything else like that. But for if you have a small yard or medium-sized yards for that, it'll be great for us for that. Now I got this specifically for to clean the path going to and from my house, and clean around the edges of it to make sure so you can clean that area up real good, where the standard lawnmower doesn't get. As you can see, so that the length of it, so that it's long enough that you can get through it easily. It comes with, again, most of it's metal. The spine is metal, but the top part is hard plastic again. The switch is again plasticky switch, so this is not something that's going to be very heavy duty. This is something that's really light duty that you use for when you need it to be done. Stuff you know, again, cut around the edges. You're not going to use this on, you know, cutting large swaths of area that you need to cut. That's not what this is actually going to be made for. Okay, as you can see here, the plug in is very short. It's not really that long, so you definitely have to use an extension cord to plug it in. It only comes with 2 plugs inside of it, so it's not grounded, so you have to be very careful with that. It arcs a lot if you don't put it in right. So you see right here is a section for you to put your extension cord in that goes into this little bar handle. You have to put that in there and have it in there correctly, and then plug that end of your extension cord into that end. If you don't do this right, it'll arc on you and burn. That's what happened to my last one that I had for that. It was arcing so bad that whole section inside it basically burned up. So you definitely want to make sure that it's solidly plugged in when you do this. And actually the best way to do it is actually buy a separate cord, a separate short extension cord for this that's heavy duty that you can plug into it permanently. And then I would actually wrap it up with some black tape, electrical tape and everything else like that. If you do it that way there, that makes sure that the ends cannot come undone on accident, because again, this is something that it's really electrical hazard. You'll smell it smoking, burning up in the socket. So this is something you really want to make sure that it's in there very well. Now here I have my old one here. Now I just brought it in the screen just for you to show you what happens when it arcs. Hopefully that can get you a good shot of inside of it to show you exactly what happens when the extension cord is not in correctly. And I have a little light that's on it. Hopefully, again, I'm trying my best to show you what happens when, move the camera closer, show you what happens when it arcs. Now you see it inside of it. I'm trying to get the angle on it. The plastic around the pins is actually melted. So that's the problem that you run into. The pins will get so hot that the area around it will actually melt. You'll see around it, it looks like a little bubble around each part of it. That's where the plastic is actually melted in the frame. And again, if you had actually pulled on it while it was that hot, it literally would come out and it'd be a shock hazard. Okay, now let's discuss portability. Now I want to show you how this actually will react and how light it is when you actually use it. You can see I'm actually holding it and balancing it with one finger. That's how light it is that you can use. So it's really light. The last one I had was much heavier. So I'm not going to be sure how long this will actually last, consider how light duty it actually is. But it's much lighter to handle. So if you have, again, kids, teenagers that are actually helping you mow the lawn and everything else, it'd probably be a whole lot better. As you can see right here, so that I'm going to show you how to release the button. This is how you would change the cartridge that's inside of it. Again, you just press on both sides. You can see the cartridge tells you how it's supposed to be wound. But you can actually just buy a whole new cartridge and drop it in and place it back in, and that's it. It's very simple to replace. Let me show you again. You press the sides, it would come out again, and then you put it back in, slam it in, boom, you're done. No muss, no fuss. Again, this is if you want to just buy a new roll to go inside of it and press it in and let it go. It's much harder if you have to rewind it and everything else like that. It does show you the directions on how to rewind it if you buy your own cord and wind it up yourself. But for most people, they don't really want to do that. It takes a lot more time to do that. So it's just easier just to buy a new cartridge and slap it inside of there and just keep on going with your day. What do I think about this? I actually think this is going to be an item that is going to be quick, easy to use. It wasn't expensive. It's something that is easily to be used, manipulated, taken care of. And then after that, if it breaks, so that it's not so expensive where you have to worry about taking it to the shop or anything else like that, where like most gas ones, since it's electric. But again, you're only as good for. So the question becomes, would I recommend this? Yes, for what it's used for, very light duty, to cut in a small area and everything else like that, I highly recommend it. It's only $24, something that you can deal with. But this is what we're doing. So warp out, have fun, and well, we'll catch you on the next product review.